everyone, welcome to my video interview. And today I'm talking to Mr. Padam Chand Jain. He's the Director of Operations at Icons Engineering, and he's a postgraduate in mechanical engineering, and he has spent 40 years in fertilizer industry, working with companies such as PDIL, Nagarjuna Fertilizers, Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers, and not to miss, Tata Chemicals. That's right. And presently, he is the director of operations at Icons, and he's managing it since 2014. So, welcome to my video interview.
Thank you.
And today we are discussing green ammonia in mechanical engineering and its role for the as a fuel of future, and how Icons is sort of committed to work with clients for setting up green ammonia plants. So, sir, this topic is a burning topic right now in the mechanical engineering. And to begin with, let's make our viewers understand what really is green ammonia.
Yeah, we call it green ammonia because when you use ammonia as a fuel, as a source of energy, there are no CO2 emissions.
Okay.
Now, conventionally, ammonia is produced from hydrocarbons like coal, natural gas, fuel oil, and mostly now from natural gas. When you make ammonia using natural gas, you produce about 1.5, 1.6 tons of CO2 along with the 1 ton of ammonia production. Now, CO2 is a greenhouse gas. So now how do we produce ammonia which will not produce CO2? That is the moot question. And how it is done is that for ammonia, you need nitrogen and hydrogen. Nitrogen you can get from the air, and hydrogen you can get from the water. Now, to get this hydrogen and nitrogen, you have to spend power. So what they do, they use only renewable source of energy, renewable source of power like solar power, wind power, hydropower to produce nitrogen and hydrogen, and that when it is synthesized, it becomes ammonia. Okay. So when you produce ammonia without using the fossil fuel, only the green energy, then it becomes green ammonia.
Correct. So, sir, is that the reason why it is called the fuel of the future? Because renewable energy is being used to produce it?
Yeah, that is one. And then it does not produce any CO2, it does not produce any greenhouse gases. Yeah, that's why it is called future for the fuel.
Okay.
And fuel for the future.
Correct. Yeah. So what is the role of green ammonia? And, it is an industrial solution, so to say. So what do you have to say about that?
What happens, the basic fuel, you can say for the green fuel is considered hydrogen. But problem with hydrogen is it's very light gas. The molecular weight is 2, while ammonia molecular weight is 17. So the storing and transportation of hydrogen has its own associated problems. And it means that you spend maybe 50% of energy of hydrogen to store and transport it. So it has been found that when you convert hydrogen into ammonia, then ammonia can be stored easily. It can be transported by pipes, by ships. And in fact, 20 million tons of ammonia is traded, we call it merchant ammonia, all over the globe. It moves from one country to another country. There are storage facilities. And this ammonia is you can use it, the research is going on to use it in gas turbines, to use in internal combustion engines, and the commercial applications will be there, let's say, in by 2025. The another thing is that we produce ammonia now, 180 million tons of ammonia produced worldwide, and we need in India 20 million tons, and that is all produced by using fossil fuels like natural gas. So now you can replace this with the green ammonia. The green ammonia has a number of uses. You use it for making fertilizers like urea. Ammonia is a chemical which is used in many chemical applications. So the main thing is to replace the natural gas or fossil fuels with ammonia as a source of energy.
Sure. So, sir, is it cost effective? Like you just mentioned, it is in demand, and people are.
Yeah, what is happening? Not today. the capex for the green ammonia would be, let's say, 50 to 60% more than the conventional ammonia, which is produced from natural gas. That is one. Second, it consumes a lot of power. So, and the renewable power, the power which is produced from the solar power, and then when it is given back to the user, the it is not cost effective at today. But all governments all over the world, including government of India, has come out with the incentives, with the policies. Like government of India has said that for 25 years there will not be any charges for the grid charges, taking the renewable power into the grid and then supplying back to the ammonia plant. So there won't be any charges for that, no
Sure.
tariff for that. USA has come out with a subsidy of about $400 per ton of green ammonia. If you produce ammonia, let's say at $800 per ton, then government of USA will give you $400 subsidy for next 10 years. So the cost of the project cost, I said that it is 60% more than the conventional ammonia plant. But then research because of the scale at which people are going to build this ammonia plant, the scale of the projects, that is bringing down the capex. So by 2000, let's say 2025,
Sure.
gradually this cost of construction and cost of operation is going to come down. So by 2030, it is expected that the green ammonia will be at the same cost level as the conventional ammonia.
Sure. And so, from fertilizer to fuel, can green ammonia be a climate fix? That's a very crucial question.
Yeah. You know what happens when you produce, anyhow, you use ammonia to produce the fertilizer, or you to urea, and also ammonia is used to producing DAP, and ammonia is also used directly as a source of nitrogen. You inject the ammonia in the ground, in the soil. But then when you replace this ammonia, which is produced by conventional methods, which produces CO2, let's say about 500 million ton of CO2 is produced worldwide in production of ammonia today. So if you can replace, then you do away with this 500 million tons of CO2 per annum, which will go away, and that will help in the target which the countries all over the world, the 190 countries have signed a Paris Declaration in 2016, saying that by 2050 we want to become the net carbon zero economy. We
Okay.
don't produce any CO2. So and in this whole exercise, ammonia is going to play very major role.
Okay. So, which countries, like you just mentioned Paris, you also mentioned US, which are the other
No,
countries that are, taking initiatives
one
in this?
more than 190 countries have committed. They
Okay.
have signed an agreement. They have signed an agreement that all of them are going to replace the carbon emissions. Everybody will try to reduce. They have put a target by 2025. I will reduce by 30%. By 2030, I will reduce by 50%. By
Okay.
2050, they want to become net zero carbon emissions. So
Sure.
in India, Indian government of India, in this recent budget, you must have read that they have come out with a green hydrogen policy, and government of India has allocated substantial funds to support this production of hydrogen and production of ammonia.
Sure.
So
So,
today it is not cost effective, but it is going to be cost effective, and till that time, the governments all the governments, they are coming out with the schemes to support the green ammonia industry.
sure. And sir, do you think it is achievable and doable, like the targets have been
Yes.
set by these countries?
Yes, definitely. In India itself, the people are planning. A number of projects are on the drawing board, and some projects are under, let's say, advanced stage of implementation, saying that they have committed the project and they are going to appoint the EPC contractors. It is happening in India. It is happening all over the world.
Sure. And so, what are the kind of projects that use green ammonia?
The kind of project is that you have, suppose you want to put up a 1,000 ton ammonia plant. Okay. Now, the current ammonia plants which are being built in India, which are operating in India, are in the range of 2,200 metric tons of ammonia. Now, somebody wants to put up a 1,000-ton ammonia plant, then it is identical to the, what is happening in you have to put a electrolyzer to produce the hydrogen. Okay? You have to put a air separation unit to produce the nitrogen. Then you have to produce, you have to put up a ammonia plant, which to synthesize or this reaction has to take place between nitrogen and hydrogen. You make ammonia. So this is the uh, very simple, you can say, block diagram how to produce the ammonia. So when you set up a ammonia plant, that means you are going to set up a electrolyzer plant, you are going to set up a air separation unit, and you are going to set up a ammonia synthesis loop and all the utilities required. And you must have the source of renewable energy. You should have solar power. You must be having the solar power plants or wind power plants from where you can put that energy, put that power into the grid, and from the grid you can take, because solar power or wind power, they are not available 24 hours. The solar
Yes.
power would be available during the day for 8 hours, 10
True.
hours.
True, sir.
In rainy season, it won't be there. So what you have to do, that you have to, suppose I need 100 megawatt, maybe I have to put 400 megawatt power in the grid, and then grid will give me, and 400 megawatt you will put it, let's say, for 6 hours. Then I will get 100 megawatt for 24 hours.
Okay.
That's how it is. This whole thing is going to work.
Okay. And sir, you have so much of knowledge about green ammonia. I'm wondering, what about the youngsters of our generation who are going to be working in this sector, and who are going to, sort of get into this category of green ammonia and understand the whole nuances. Do you think that they are rightly educated and they are rightly acquainted with the knowledge that we require as an industry?
Yeah, anybody who's in the process industry, and particularly fertilizer industry, they all know about green ammonia these days. And so in our company, we have 60 engineers and everybody knows what is green ammonia. So
Okay.
anybody who's in the fertilizer industry now or in the process industry, let's say petrochemical or refineries, everybody is talking of green hydrogen. Green ammonia, to produce green hydrogen, you need green ammonia, you need green hydrogen.
Okay.
So everybody is talking green hydrogen to replace the hydrogen which is used in the refineries and petrochemicals. And that hydrogen is also going to be replaced, because this hydrogen is also produced from the using natural gas. So they are
Sure.
going to replace that hydrogen with the hydrogen produced from the electrolyzer. So
Okay.
in terms of the knowledge of, it's not something very new, because this whole process of electrolyzer is existing for ages. Because the electrolyzing or making hydrogen from water is nothing but hydrogen and oxygen. So what
Sure.
you have to do, by a process of electrolysis, you have to separate hydrogen and oxygen molecule and take the hydrogen. So
Okay.
there is nothing new technology in this. It is only that you are going to use the green power, the power which is made by using solar power or wind power, geothermal power, hydropower, where you don't produce any CO2.
So I'm just, thinking as a common man, like you just said that it is there's nothing new in it. Then why was
Yeah,
it not used before, and why could we have not, reduced the
you know
toxic energies around? And I mean,
that
I'm just
that is
thinking as a
the
very lame common man.
I understand. But what happens, Preeti, that the necessity is the mother of invention. Now we are all suffering with the climate change,
Correct, sir.
and they have to. The target is that we must limit the temperature rise to less than 2 degrees centigrade, better to 1.5 degrees centigrade, because that temperature rise, average temperature rise of this Earth is playing havoc everywhere, right? When temperature is increasing. So now people have started, everybody has, not today, this climate change is a topic for decades.
Yes,
Now
sir.
people have realized the seriousness, and then 2016 they met 190 countries, signed an agreement, and they found that the best source for everybody knows that hydrogen is the cleanest fuel. But when you burn the hydrogen, let's say, or in fuel cells, what you will produce? You will produce water,
Water.
hydrogen plus oxygen, water and steam. Now they found that we can produce hydrogen, but storing hydrogen, transporting hydrogen is a technological challenge, and
Okay.
it's very expensive.
Okay.
So then they found that convert hydrogen to ammonia, and ammonia is already traded, stored and traded all over the world. The
Sure.
ships, no, ships of 10,000 ton, 40,000 ton, they move from one country to another country. India itself is importing ammonia from a number of Gulf countries and from other countries who are surplus in ammonia. So
Okay. Okay.
this is all question of necessity. Now
Right.
people have to find the solution, and they found that ammonia is the right solution
Okay.
as a
And
future source of energy.
right, sir. And sir, what are the kind of projects that Icons is, helping its clients in that are using green ammonia? And what are the initiatives that you have taken at your end?
So once we keep ourselves abreast with what is happening in the industry, because we are engine company, and we are always looking for opportunity where we can help the people. Now, the what we started, let's say, reading about green ammonia projects, costing of green ammonia. Then when the clients approached us, can you help us in making the feasibility study? Can you help us in making the design project report? Can you work with us as a project management consultant? And that's how we are now PMC. I wouldn't like to take the name of the client, but we are the PMC for a company. They are going to
Sure.
set up a ammonia plant, which is already, let's say, not on the drawing board. It is moving.
Okay.
Now they are going to fix the EPC contractor. So and now once people know that Icons is working with company A, then the other people also come and contact us. So we have created a core group in our company of experts who will keep themselves abreast. They know which are the projects are happening all over the world, which are the technologies available, what is happening about the cost of electrolyzer, what is happening on the cost of air separation unit, how to make the project at the optimum cost. Right.
Right.
So otherwise, this implementation of this project is similar to any other project. There is nothing new in the building a project, either green ammonia or conventional ammonia.
But sir,
They
it
are
is the expert
That's it.
value that is the expert opinion and the value that is,
Yeah,
worthy.
that's right. And we are fortunate
Yeah.
that the for green ammonia plant in India, we are the first PMC. That is, we consider ourselves lucky that client came to us, and um he let's say he thought that we can do it for him, so we
Sure.
can do this service for them, and we are doing.
Okay, and sir, my last question will be, how at Icons, how you are sort of, training your employees, or keeping them up with the current trend and the demand of green ammonia, and they understand the entire ecosystem around it. How are you, sort of making it smooth at your end, where everybody is at the same page?
I understand. No, we are a, let's say, small engine company. 60 people is a very decent number, but it's not a big number. No, this big engine company will have maybe 2,000 people. The advantage in Icons is being a small company and having the senior consultants. We have at least we are very proud of to say that we have 600 plus years of accumulated experience. We have, let's say, 12 consultant. Everybody is having 40 years or 35 years of experience. Now, these people, our young engineers, they all get trained on the job.
Okay.
When we start talking green ammonia, we have the internal discussions. We have the let's say structured classes for them, and they get involved in the project, and then they know. So we are, as I said, it is this project is, in terms of implementation, is not something different than
Right.
other ammonia plant. Yeah.
Right.
So and the technology is not something new. It is available for decades, electrolyzers and air separation units. So
Sure.
that's not the issue. Main thing is that every government has become very conscious that there is a need to cut down the CO2 emissions, and they have found that this green hydrogen and green ammonia is the future of the future energy source
Correct.
for not India but all over the world.
So also,
And
in fact, there's one very, very basic question that's coming in my mind, and promise it's the last one. So
no
students,
problem.
students who want to, learn about green ammonia and they want to, keep up with the trend and the understanding of the topic. So how should they keep themselves abreast with the the topic and the subject? And is there any
Go,
specific study
go
or?
to go to go to internet. Go to internet. It's full of
Sir, it's
information
a
on
sea of knowledge, sir.
green hydrogen,
Where
green
exactly
hydrogen,
should
green.
they go and study the right? So, coming from an expert like you, it's very important for them to understand where should they read about.
Preeti, there are a lot of reports
Okay,
published by Hydrogen Council, published by IRENA, which is International Renewable Energy Council.
okay,
And there are
okay.
a lot of very detailed reports are available,
Right, sir.
which students can read. And if any student wants to come and do apprenticeship with our company, somebody is studying in engineering and they are interested, they can always approach us, and we are very happy to take the people for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. They work with us as apprentice trainee. We have no issue.
Oh, so that is that's a good news for all the aspiring mechanical engineers out there. Thank you so much for your
Absolutely.
time, sir, today, and you know, telling us so much of so much of giving us so much of knowledge about green ammonia, which is a very it's so important in today's the climate scenario, and the way you mentioned the countries that are taking steps towards it, and let's make it a healthier earth to live in, and you are making a contribution to it. Icons is contributing to it. So here's to green ammonia and the fuel of the future. Thank you so much for talking to me. To everybody watching, this is it for this video. Do subscribe and like my video if you like this video, and stay with me for many more such topics in the coming future. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Preeti.